Hi everyone, welcome back to the Soul Spark Reaction channel. Today we're going to be reviewing a short video on Jesus and his temptations by the devil in the desert.
Did you know what happened when Jesus came face to face with the devil, alone in the wilderness, starving for 40 days? And then Satan appeared, not with fire or fury, but with temptation. After 40 days with no food, Satan appeared with a sly smile and said, "If you are the Son of God, turn these stones into bread." But Jesus replied with power, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word from God." He was starving.
That's actually an interesting point because the subtext there is, I am not going to obey a request or a command from the devil. That's the trick, right? So that's the undertone there, because you don't give me orders. That's one of the things I always thought about this particular example, Jesus and his temptations. Why would you don't have to prove anything to the devil, in other words?
Yeah.
But he refused to bow. Then the devil took him to the highest point of the temple. "Throw yourself down," he hissed. "Surely angels will catch you." But Jesus didn't flinch. "You shall not put the Lord your God to the test," he declared. In a final act of desperate pride, Satan showed Jesus every kingdom on earth. "All this will be yours," he whispered, "if you just bow to me." But Jesus didn't hesitate.
So that's already 3 temptations in a very short period of time. Food when you're hungry, now power, and before that was jump off a building, which is like a temptation to have suicide if you have so much
Well,
faith.
the angels will catch him.
Right, yeah. That's of course it's a pretty good trick, you know. We've said this, the devil
Yeah, we
tricks
had the
people.
last talk about dark thoughts put in your own head. That's what the devil does.
Right, exactly. But engaging with that may be it's not the right thing to do.
Yeah, well, even here, he's shutting them down.
Right,
He's not
yeah.
playing along with it.
Yes, and that's the moral of the story. Don't play along.
"You shall worship the Lord your God, and him only." The devil fled, defeated, and the angels rushed to comfort the Son of God. If even the Son of God was tempted by darkness, what makes you think you'll never be tested? Be ready, be rooted, and never face the shadows alone. If this message moved you, like this video and subscribe for more Bible stories that stir the soul.
Yeah, so that was short and sweet, but it really summed up a lot. And we spoke about this on a previous video on intrusive thoughts, and we kind of referenced this, interestingly enough,
Yeah.
that the devil comes as a tempter and he puts thoughts into your head, and you don't engage with those thoughts. You can call it the devil, you can call it intrusive thoughts. It's the same net effect for a human being, and we all go through it, even Jesus.
I always have this belief, a very simple belief. We can go bypass the Bible, but it kind of goes along with it. Everything that tries to destroy the growth of humanity is the devil or darkness. Everything that tries to make humanity thrive, grow, is light or God. Be fruitful and multiply, for example. Make family, grow a family, grow the world, create the world around you. Yes, we're all full of sin. Every single one of us is full of sin at one time or another. We can't sit there and be like, "Oh, I'm sinless." Only Jesus was technically sinless. That's why he was able to die for your sins. Because if he had sin in him, he couldn't die for your sins. He's a sinner.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And he was also the Son of God.
well,
Yeah.
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 Point is that it's all about resisting the dark thoughts in your head. It's always the thoughts that are negative are keeping you away from living a fruitful life.
Yeah.
Temptations constantly.
I think the end product is, if you have these negative, intrusive thoughts, don't act on them, let them pass, and don't engage with them. And if you're having positive thoughts that excite you and creates positive emotions, run with those.
Yeah.
It's really, is it more complicated than that? I don't think
I've
so.
also always had the belief that anything that's like instant gratification is probably the devil's thoughts. Because you can get instant gratification from everything.
Yeah.
Things that you want to push towards tend to be more rewarding in the long run too.
And the longer somebody can delay gratification, the bigger the reward is. And that should just, that I'm sure that's grounded in science. And one of the tricks is to see, there's always these tests with these little kids. I'm glad you brought this up. The psychologist goes into a room, meets a kid, puts a cupcake on the table, and leaves the room. He said, "Hey, if you don't eat this, by the time I come back, I'm going to give you 2." In other words, you delay the gratification for one, you'll get two.
Yeah.
And some kids, they as soon as they leave, they're eating that cake. As soon as you put the cake in front of them, before you even start speaking, they'll eat. But some of them wait, and some people just have this natural sort of gratification delay that I didn't. I had to learn that and practice that, and that kind of just piggybacks on what you just had to say about that.
And you said the message of the day that I need to hear. So thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.